Coming up, a primary health care unit handed over to the government in East End. Also, a home repair program underway on the island of Abaco. And a chapter of the largest Black Greek sorority making a massive donation. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shoshina Wolf-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Healthcare in East Grand Bahama tops the news tonight. A primary healthcare unit was handed over to government officials this weekend, courtesy of an international medical group. The unit will provide comprehensive healthcare services to residents as the Ministry of Health gets set to rebuild its medical facility that was destroyed by Hurricane Dorian. Italia Hall reports.
Following Hurricane Dorian, the community of East End was left without a proper healthcare facility, and for some 4 months, health services were provided under a tent in High Rock. But now residents have something more stable to look forward to, as a BB pod and a hospitainer were officially donated to the Grand Bahama Health Services by the International Medical Corps. The BB pod and hospitainer are said to be hurricane resistant, waterproof, includes a doctor's exam room, pharmacy space, and a treatment room. The investment is almost $500,000. Team leader for International Medical Corps, Carol Bassam, provided more details about the hospitainer.
It has its own filtration system. It is weather and storm resistant and safe, even used in combat site. It can withstand hurricane below category 5. It has also a diesel generator, and even if it's flooded, the generator is easy to prepare.
Minister of Health, the Honorable Dwayne Sand, says the wonderful addition to the Grand Bahama Health Services will allow teams to administer care inclusive of hygiene, medical, and mental services.
This hospitainer is essential to East Enders as you rebuild your lives and homes, because we are going to be able to bring health care to you. To International Medical Corps, I say thank you for helping us to bring health services and the residents of this community back to self-reliance. The importance of providing access to medical care following a disaster is a critical priority in the face of medical emergencies, given the risk of outbreak, intensifying chronic diseases, and decreasing access to health services.
Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for the area, the Honourable K. Peter Turnquest, also thanking the organization for their assistance, and to the many others who were on the ground taking part in rebuilding efforts shortly after the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, if there's no lesson we have learned from this experience, it is that we must build resilience, infrastructure resilience, financial resilience, and social resilience. Social resilience is what we're here today to celebrate. And I want to congratulate those teams of workers in the healthcare services on Grand Bahama who have so valiantly performed their functions here in this community and throughout the East Grand Bahama District, and indeed the island of Grand Bahama and Abaco.
Following the DPM's remarks, the hospitainer was officially presented to the Grand Bahama Health Services. The hospitainer was then prayed for. Now, while the Minister of Health did not provide an exact location, he announced that a new clinic will be built in the East End community before July of this year. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Also from the Health Beat tonight, Tarif College pausing to celebrate a significant achievement. Later this month, history will be made as a group of students will graduate from the college's nursing program. Jamila Mizik sat down with Tarif's CEO today. He says the program is expected to expand in the months ahead.
Tarif College in Grand Bahamas making history because for the first time, 9 students will graduate from the institution with a nursing degree. Founder and CEO of Tarif College, Terrence Archer, says the program has been in the making for over 10 years.
We got the approval from the Nursing Council finally, and that program took about 3.5 years in order to get really up and running solidly. Mm-hmm. And within that 3.5 year window, we were able to see 9 nurses to their completion, and we are very excited about that.
He says students are learning using the latest technology, and they expect the program to grow over the years. But he says what makes this program even more groundbreaking is that you can complete your studies without having to leave the island.
Nurses that were trained in the past had to start their training here, but they had to go to New Providence in order to complete. Our nurses, however, began in Grand Bahama and they completed here. So that's historic because it never happened before. These are the pioneers of Grand Bahamian nurses that we can say to the true sense of the word.
Now this cohort will graduate at an associate's level, but the next and future cohorts will be able to complete their bachelor's degree. Coordinator of the nursing program, Dr. Paula Mortimer, says the upcoming bachelor's program will be a strong one.
Because all the programs pass through the Nursing Council, it's not done in isolation. The Nursing Council identifies who teaches them. Once they have passed the 2 levels, the general requirement level and the core level, the nurse educators, they are the ones who would take over. And most of them are either at the RAN or outlying hospitals, and their qualifications would be a master's in nursing education or a doctorate degree. So we have to pass everything through the Nursing Council and, of course, NACOB.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Well, let's go to the island of Abaco now, where the government's post-Dorian home repair program is set to get underway in a matter of weeks. Megan Shepard has details.
Managing Director of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, Kay Forbes Smith, announcing the upcoming launch of the government's home repair program. The program, to be launched on February 1st, will provide varying amounts of financial assistance to persons in relation to the level of damage sustained.
There are 4 different categories. So you have people who had minimal damage, medium, major, and destroyed. The government, if you had minimal damage to your house, you're going to be able to access $2,500, but it's not going to be cash, but it will be cash value. If it's medium damage, it's $5,000, major is $7,500, and everybody whose house was destroyed will be given $10,000.
Smith shares initial assessments on both of the affected northern islands.
When we look at the statistics really across the country between Grand Bahama and Abaco, it's looking like, and I really can't speak to Abaco yet definitively, but it's looking like probably about 60% of the homes have experienced minimal damage in the country. That's what the statistics looks like in Grand Bahama. Bruno, you can tell me that's what it's looking like. In Abaco, it's probably a little bit different. We probably have higher categories of major and destroyed. In Grand Bahama, just for your information, there's just shy of 400 homes that have been totally destroyed. So the biggest category is really the minimal damages.
She emphasized that the assistance will be in the form of vouchers and are strictly designated to the rebuilding of homes.
And as I said, it's not meant to be a cash distribution at all. It's going to be a managed process. We're probably looking at some sort of voucher system, but we just want you to know that we're putting that in place to begin February 1st, and the expectation is that is to be spent on the home and to rebuild your home. And so we want to make sure that everybody's clear on that.
Smith also thanking those persons and organizations that continue to donate to the relief efforts on Abaco. She announced that a grand distribution is in the works.
So we do have a tremendous amount of containers that have come in to Abaco, and with the assistance of local government and some of our persons on the ground in Abaco, we're going to begin a big distribution. A lot of it is not supplies at the moment. Thankfully, we've had this continuous support from our U.S. counterparts, and they just keep sending stuff. So whatever's in the containers, it'll be distributed throughout Abaco, and it's for the people.
Now, more information on how persons can access vouchers for the home repair program will be made available in the coming weeks through the Disaster Reconstruction Authority located in the Marsh Harbor Government Complex. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now to court news out of the nation's capital. The court has set a new date for trial for former Urban Renewal Deputy Director Michelle Rackley and her co-accused Kylon Vincent, Stephanie Colley, Christopher Simonette, and James Hall. They're facing money laundering charges involving more than $1 million relating to the Urban Renewal Small Homes Repairs Program on Grand Bahama back in 2017. During today's proceedings, the magistrate scheduled June 8th for the trial. The move is in compliance with an order from the appellate court, which had sent the matter back to the magistrate's court for trial. This after Magistrate Ambrose Ambrister discharged all of the accused back in March of last year on the grounds that the statute of limitations for the charges had expired. Well, good news for residents traversing the 8 Mile Rock community. You may recall that last week residents made the plea for a number of large potholes to be repaired, adding that it was an issue that they had to deal with for far too long. Well, the situation is a bit different now. Just as promised, community leader Eugene Duncanson used his personal funds to fix the potholes. When our news team visited the area, it was certainly a smoother ride as the holes were covered and many passers-by applauded the effort. And coming up, the sound of music through the streets of Freeport this past weekend. We will tell you all about it when we come back.